What's up, guys? Come fly around the world with me, literally. On this trip, I will be flying entirely around the globe, starting in the USA, flying to Europe to do some clinics in Germany and compete in the Sweden Lucky Larson Masters, and then continue on to South Korea, where I will be competing and taking part in a really special event, and then completing my trip all the way back around to America. This trip is going to be roughly 20,000 miles in the air. Let's get going. As always, I have my trusty airport chauffeur Jasper sending me off. Then it's straight to the Polaris Lounge, where I'm going to grab a little snack before taking off to Chicago, my first stop on the journey. First leg to Chicago is complete, and we're heading right to the Polaris Lounge here to hit the showers. I have a 9-hour flight ahead of me, plus a couple-hour drive, so I absolutely will always take advantage of this little perk on long travel days. It makes such a difference. After, I'm going to relax in the club until it's time to head off to my flight. And here is home for the night. And this is all you're going to see of it because I end up sleeping the entire time. And before we know it, we are here. Guten Morgen, Deutschland. All of our equipment has made it, and we're off to our first stop at Spangdahlem Air Force Base. We are on this base to do some coaching clinics, a meet and greet, a Bowl with the Pros event, and lots of fun giveaways and even some trick shots. The next day, we're on the road again and off to Ramstein Air Force Base. We have another full day here where we got to meet and bowl with an awesome group, do some more coaching, and of course, more fun trick shots. And then we're off again, heading back to Frankfurt Airport with all of our equipment to catch an early flight in the morning. We start the day off with a bang, with the elevators not working and having to improvise how to get all of our luggage and bowling equipment down the stairs. We did it, and now we're off to Copenhagen. Once we land, we drive from Copenhagen, Denmark, across the border into Sweden and up to Helsingborg. Check out how beautiful this city is. Right on the water with beautiful views and old architecture. I absolutely love it here. We are here this week for the Lucky Larson Masters. The Lucky Larson is the only international stop on the PBA Tour, and it's a huge event not only for Europe, but bringing in players from all around the world. This year, they had roughly 350 players compete from 20 different countries, and let me tell you, it was a challenging event. I made the cut and made it through the first final step, but unfortunately after that, the scores got too high for me to keep up. Man, these guys can strike a lot. Once we're done competing, it's straight to the train station and back down to Copenhagen. Fun travel note, taking a train with bowling balls is very difficult, 100% do not recommend. We are spending the night by the airport to catch an early flight in the morning, so of course we take the night to go and explore the city. And here we are at the beautiful Nyhav. We wandered around a little bit to take in the sights and had an amazing dinner right on the canal. It was a great night. And today we begin our next big journey to Seoul, South Korea. The first leg is Copenhagen to Frankfurt, which is super quick and easy. I head straight to the Lufthansa lounge to grab some food and check out the other awesome amenities of this club. For this leg of the trip, I'll be flying business class on a 747, which is a double-decker plane. Look at this thing, it's huge. I'm so excited. This is my first time flying a 747. I've flown an A380 before, which is 2 full-story plane. The 747 is known as Queen of the Skies, and there are not many of them left flying, so I'm happy I was able to snag a seat on this aircraft for this leg of the trip. I usually fly exclusively with United, so being on a different plane with all different amenities is a fun change of pace. We have a big menu to order from for lunch, maybe dinner. I'm not entirely sure which meal this actually is at this point, but it was amazing. I went for the Asian option since that's where I'm going and closed it out with some dessert before sleeping the rest of the way. I woke up just in time for some breakfast and a little farewell gift. How cute are these? And before I know it, here we are. Annyeonghaseyo, Korea. Bag check, they all made it. I am here in Korea competing in a very special event. This week is the grand opening of Boletopia, a beautiful facility that was just built by one of Storm's international partners, Ginseng. This is JP, president of Ginseng, and this is his beautiful facility. What a better way to kick off opening a place like this than to host a major international event. Welcome to the 2024 Boletopia International Invitational Bowling Championship. One very cool thing I get to experience while visiting Ginseng is seeing all the different international Storm equipment that they have. This week, I even got to drill up one of their new pieces, and I'm super excited about it. We dive right into competition with 4 squads of 80 bowlers each, rounding out the 320 bowler field. Scores are super high here, and I have to find a way to go 220 over my last block to make the cut. You end up having to average about 240 to make match play, and then it's head-to-head matches until they get down to the final 4. A big congratulations to the finalists and the champion. It was a very exciting show. I'm so happy I was able to make it over to be part of this special event and get to see this amazing facility from top to bottom. People always ask me what my favorite center to compete in is, and from now on I will absolutely say Boletopia. We wrap up the trip with a closing ceremony banquet and lots of good food and some amazing performances to make it a really fun night. The next morning is straight to the airport to begin the long journey home to complete the full circle around the globe. This last leg of the trip will be through San Francisco and then on to Newark. Here is home for the next 11-hour flight, which I'm very excited to get caught up on some much-needed sleep. We are served dinner as soon as we board, and then it's right to bed until they wake me up for breakfast right before we land. Once in San Fran, we have to clear customs, and then it's straight to the Polaris Lounge. You guys know the drill. It's a quick layover, so I have to head out pretty quickly to my gate to catch my last flight home to New York. Most impressive part of this trip is that we made it all around the world without losing a bag. And I'm greeted by the happiest face I could ever imagine. Thanks for following along my journey with me. Until the next trip, guys.